A simple life is indeed the happiest one. Contentment often brings joy, fostering a generous spirit ready to forgive. There's no need to overcomplicate things. A heart burdened with too much will surely grow weary. It's crucial to periodically clear our mental space, removing uncomfortable people and situations from our minds. Life is fleeting, spanning only a few decades, so let us not dwell in regret. Every day we are granted to live is a blessing to be cherished. The sun rises in the east and sets in the west. A day filled with sorrow passes, just as a day filled with joy does. Do not fixate on trivial matters, for they only disrupt your peace of mind and body. There's no need to be self-righteous. The earth continues its rotation, and so must we. Throughout history, those who were shallow or self-serving have never found a good end. Therefore, even with great capability, it is essential to maintain appropriate humility. Focus on doing your work well. Like gold, your true value will undoubtedly shine. Don't forget to smile even amidst your troubles, and always mind your tone when rushed. Persevere with patience through hardships, and never forget to love yourself when you are tired. Some things, if gently released, bring immense relief. Holding onto the memory of certain people too tightly is not always conducive to happiness. Some pain, when viewed lightly, ultimately serves to temper and strengthen us. Life's uneven path helps us cultivate a gentle spirit, and its storms teach us to keep a bright smile. Life is truly about empathy and understanding. Keep joy in your heart. Let it silently dissolve and gradually expand. In life, there are no what-ifs, only outcomes. The past cannot be reclaimed, and even if it could, it would never be as perfect as we imagine. Do not envy what others possess, for with sufficient effort, you too can achieve it. Likewise, do not boast about what you have, as others can attain those same things through their own endeavors. Embrace a little more joy and a little less sorrow. Regardless of wealth or poverty, high or low status, deep or shallow knowledge, if you can greet each day with a smile and shrug off fatigue, you will live a truly free and unburdened life. To sit peacefully amidst life's turbulence, perhaps one can transcend the duality of joy and sorrow. Let your heart exude a gentle fragrance, one that wafts from your words and resonates through your every step. Modern people today often seem to lack a sense of contentment, and in doing so, they lose so much. It appears that contemporary individuals are often swept up in the pursuit of wealth, inadvertently sacrificing other meaningful aspects of life. We yearn to accumulate vast sums of money, to become truly rich. Consequently, we strive relentlessly, working harder and harder. When daytime hours aren't enough, we extend our efforts into the night. A 40-hour workweek isn't sufficient. We push ourselves to work through the weekends. Many even resort to various schemes and tricks to achieve fame and fortune. The consequence is utter exhaustion of body and mind, illness finding its way into a body denied a moment's rest, leading to blurred vision, trembling limbs, a foggy mind, and failing organs that frequently necessitate hospital visits. At such a point, all the hard-earned money is surrendered to doctors in a desperate attempt to buy back health. But can health truly be bought? Many harbor a desire for a stable and settled life, aspiring to own their dream home. They strive to earn money, hoping to acquire that envisioned dwelling. Some even incur debt to purchase a house, then work tirelessly to gradually pay it off. Yet, even with a house, we often spend the majority of our time outside, earning money, rather than actually being at home. We continue to toil relentlessly outdoors, striving to upgrade to a larger house, to furnish it with more luxurious and convenient items. Is it possible that we prioritize a house over a true home? When we arrive in this world, we bring nothing with us. When we depart, we are but a wisp of smoke. Reflecting on it, human life is truly that simple. Grandeur and wealth are fleeting, fading with the passage of days. Love and hatred, too, eventually return to dust. Today, we live in a world saturated with material desires, seduced by the allure of power, status, money, beauty, fine food, and elegant clothing, all of which can easily lead individuals to become arrogant, conceited, passionate, and self-serving. The moment you realize the impermanence of human existence, you will feel the immense pressures weighing on your soul begin to lighten considerably. Perhaps if each person could dedicate a quiet moment to introspect, they would then truly understand what life is about, discover what needs to be cherished, grasp what is real, know who they are and what they are seeking in this human realm. Inherently, within the heart of every individual resides pure kindness. This is also the fundamental principle of being human. The greatest happiness we can experience is seeing others happy. Eternal wealth lies in the richness of the soul. To receive, one must first learn to give. When you cast a stone into water, the surface is disturbed. If you look at your reflection then, you will see a distorted image, far from beautiful. The human heart is much like that water. Wait until your mind gradually settles, and you will see how pure you truly are. You will realize who you are, whether you are truly living or merely existing. Only after awakening do we realize we were dreaming. Therefore, live each hour of today to the fullest, lest in old age, regret for tomorrow's future fills your heart. Our lives are spent in worry, busyness, and fatigue. No matter how hard we work, the tasks never seem to end. A lifetime of saving, collecting, and accumulating, yet no matter how much we gather, the money never feels like enough. A lifetime of endurance, yielding, and worrying, yet no matter how cautious we are, mistakes are still made. A lifetime of reading, feeling, and applying knowledge, yet no matter how intelligent we are, we still experience losses, large or small. The world is vast and humans are small. Some things should not be taken too seriously. Not everything in life goes as planned, so don't oppress yourself. If you have done your utmost, then joyfully accept whatever the outcome may be. Being busy is also a form of happiness, as it leaves us no time for idle thoughts. Sadness, at times, holds its own unique joy, offering us the opportunity to experience real life. Tiredness is also a kind of enjoyment, helping us make full use of our free time. Hardship, too, is an experience that helps us understand life better. Life is not inherently bad. Right and wrong are all experiences. Good and bad are merely different sceneries. If your heart is at peace, happiness will always be present. Each person's life is but a journey. Glory and wealth are like dewdrops on morning grass. We bring nothing when we are born, and we take nothing with us when we die. Gain and loss mean nothing. Simply follow the natural flow, and peace will surely follow. Life will inevitably present unwelcome events and unpleasant encounters. If you cannot let go and move past them, you will live in constant trouble and weariness. Due to differences in knowledge, perspectives, and personal cultivation, people view and handle problems differently. Therefore, occasional clashes, conflicts, or disagreements are completely normal. In such moments, forgiveness becomes a mark of grace, a form of self-cultivation, like an umbrella that protects you, helping you move forward through life's storms. Forgiving others sometimes requires a degree of sacrifice, a generous heart, or a willingness to accept a slight disadvantage. This is not a sign of weakness or fragility, but rather a way to make your own path wider and more open. Life is also like the sky. It cannot always be clear and joyful. Sometimes it will be overcast, bringing you sadness. Life cannot always grant you good fortune and happiness. At times, it will make you taste both the bitter and the sweet. Therefore, open your heart and learn to live a more relaxed pace. Move past the people and things that trouble you. You will find yourself standing tall, looking out across the vast horizon. Carry this fragile form. Why be bitter about life? Much sadness changes nothing. Much worry leads to losing the present preciousness. In this world, the root of all worries stems from an inability to let go, a lack of understanding, and a failure to see clearly, leading to engaging in meaningless activities when idle. To eliminate these, one should return to the fundamental source, practice altruism and letting go, and put oneself in others' shoes to understand situations. If you know how to open your heart and share the pain of others, your own sorrows will naturally lighten. Learning to offer warmth to others will bring back the kindness of your fellow beings. This is the miraculous energy of love. A spacious heart creates an open path. A narrow mind makes passage difficult. As human beings, we should remember kindness and gratitude. In our actions, let us not prioritize logic so much that we forget compassion. A year has 4 seasons: spring, summer, autumn, winter, rotating in turn. But human life never reverses its course. We only get one chance to sow seeds and harvest the fruits. So why not strive for the best possible harvest? Human life is essentially condensed into 3 days: yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Yesterday is like flowing water and flying clouds. Once gone, it cannot return. Today, though we are here, is steadily receding into the past. Tomorrow will arrive, but then it too will pass. Just like that, in a blink of an eye, a year has passed. Turn your back, and a lifetime is over. Only by letting go of yesterday and cherishing today will tomorrow not arrive filled with regret and defeat. Humans strive their entire lives, laboring ceaselessly, yet at the time of departure, they cannot take even a blade of grass or a leaf with them. Even if one accumulates and hoards for a lifetime, in the end, not a shred of fleeting vanity or adoration can be carried away. Whether born rich or poor, once the journey is complete, everyone must bid farewell. Therefore, while you still have the opportunity, live wholeheartedly, cherish those you deem important and endearing. Do not chase after the superficial standards of the world. Being a good person leads to a healthy body, a peaceful mind, and restful sleep. Doing good deeds is known to heaven and earth, earning the respect of spirits and deities. If there is no suspicion, the world is not cold. If there is no discrimination, the world is not distant. If there is no resentment, the sky is always warm. If there is no conflict, the 4 seas remain peaceful. The greatest loss in human life is lacking a spiritual anchor, not knowing where one's heart should turn. Whether you are conscious of it or not, whether you acknowledge it or not, if your heart holds only goodness, then nothing can truly trouble you. If your inner self is truly benevolent, you will never harbor resentment towards anyone. If your way of life is truly simple, then no matter how chaotic the world becomes, it will not affect you. In truth, everything we receive in this life is a result of our past actions, and what we are doing now will yield results in the future. Life continues in this manner. If we are aware of this, we can limit many negative thoughts and avoid blaming heaven or others when things don't go our way. Blessings come from diligence and a life of sacrifice. Cultivate compassion to help the less fortunate. Express gratitude to repay deep kindness, and maintain a respectful heart towards all people and things. Accept all occurrences with a peaceful heart. Use a tolerant spirit to treat those who err, and then what is there to worry about? This life will not be without serenity. This life will not be without ease. When the nature of life's currents is not calm, let all bitter things pass. If you keep rushing through life, hurrying along its tumultuous path, you will miss a beautiful, clear Sunday morning. Opening your window to watch the sunrise and bathe in its light, realizing that the present moment is indeed a gift. Sit peacefully on your porch, listening to the birds sing, and let life be a blend of half awareness and the other half, at times, a little foolishness. Many times, there's no need to define things too clearly. For some matters, once seen clearly, you might not want to act upon them. Some people, once truly understood, you might not wish to associate with. Indeed, deep within every soul lies a hidden corner that, perhaps, throughout an entire lifetime, others cannot truly share. All difficulties and obstacles must be confronted alone, then silently resolved. But no matter what happens, do not let yourself be constantly upset, for we cannot know how many joys await us to experience tomorrow, how many paths are there to walk, and how many doors require our effort. Having both joy and sorrow makes a complete world. Having both bitter and sweet makes a life. No matter how painful it is, after a good night's sleep, let everything fade into the past. Constantly dwelling on yesterday's troubles will only wear you out. We cannot know what others think, nor can we control what others do. The only thing we can do is to wholeheartedly do our best in our own work, walk the path we have chosen, and live our own lives well. Overthinking leads to worries. Being too meticulous only self-obsesses you. Pursuing too much makes you weary. When you encounter opportunities in life, remember not to take everything for yourself. The gains you strive for your whole life will never be exhaustive. Knowing when enough is wise. Even if you are right, do not corner others. Worldly arguments can go on for 1,000 years and never end. Even if you win, you lose your gentle kindness. Even if you possess outstanding talent, never mock others. Comparing people easily leads to hurt. Comparing possessions easily leads to discarding one of them. If one acts too cleverly, those around will grow suspicious. If too perfectionist, conflict will arise. And if too arrogant, people will avoid them. Only when your heart feels happy will your days flow freely, your body and mind be at ease, and you will truly find life worth living. No human is perfect. Each individual has a unique style. While some may admire, others may envy, or some might feel discontent, deep down, everyone hopes not to get entangled in disputes and struggles. Humans are both very simple and very terrifying. Kind heart can embrace everything. A wicked heart can harm countless people. If one is too cunning, others will keep their distance. If one is too strict in work, it easily leads to resentment. Constantly engaging in battles over everything, striving to seize every slight advantage, ultimately results in the loss of people's goodwill and one's own descent into pettiness. Intending to push rivals to the brink cannot drive them into a dead end, but only cuts off your own retreat. Constantly scrutinizing the good and bad of others cannot cause them any loss, but only deprives you of time to look up at the vast sky and broad earth. An overly autocratic person will have no friends. An overly selfish heart only tires oneself out. Only love creates true bonds and can encompass the entire world. When you have time, sit quietly and reflect on your mistakes. When idle, do not comment on the good or bad of others. Words, though not directly harming the body, can easily damage one's virtue. The gravest evil karma of the mouth is slander. Therefore, speak cautiously, avoid spreading baseless rumors, and even in jest, maintain appropriate limits. When accusing someone, do not go to extremes. Save some verbal kindness. When scolding someone, remember not to be overly harsh. Save some tolerance. Even if you are right, do not pursue it to the very end. Save some compassion. When handling matters, do not be overly aggressive. Always leave a way out. Accepting others opens opportunities for yourself. Empathizing with those around you helps you become more generous. A tolerant person treats life with a benevolent heart. A person of quality always responds to others with respect. A cultivated person is demonstrated through a gentle attitude towards all people and matters. Only those who consider others' well-being deserve everyone's concern. Only by respecting the other party will you be respected by life. Treat everything with a gentle mindset, and your own heart will naturally find peace. Without contention, without striving, there will be no worries, no fear. Everyone lives by the rhythm of their heart, yet forgets how precious each breath truly is. When pain comes late, the heart suddenly understands. When the breath is faint, where will life be? If the pain is not truly intense, it is still difficult to let go. When people have to let go of something, they always feel troubled and uneasy. Even if they wish to let go, they cannot make a strong decision. So what should be done? We invite you to read the following story and contemplate. A man, with a troubled expression, asked a monk, "Master, why are there some things and some people that I just cannot let go of?" The monk replied, "There is nothing that cannot be let go of." The man continued, "Master, why are there things and people that I repeatedly fail to let go of?" The monk then told the man to pick up a cup and proceeded to pour tea into it. The monk kept pouring until the tea in the cup overflowed. The man immediately felt the heat burning his hand and quickly put the teacup down. At this moment, the monk said, "There is nothing in this world that cannot be let go of. As long as you feel the pain, you will let go of it yourself." Indeed, once we achieve a measure of fame, we invariably find it difficult to relinquish. When wealth accumulates, letting go of money becomes a challenge. The moment love enters our lives, we struggle to release its hold. And when a successful career is established, the thought of abandoning it feels arduous. Our inability to release these attachments fundamentally stems from the persistent thoughts, desires, and hopeful imaginings we harbor about them. We remain captivated either by their inherent allure or because the actions of others have not yet breached the threshold of our tolerance. Ultimately, we cling because the pain they inflict hasn't yet reached a point compelling enough for us to surrender our grasp. For instance, our reluctance to release a love stems from a persistent hope and expectation that things might improve in the future. Our hearts ensnared by lingering desires. Indecisive individuals often find themselves caught in a cycle of overthinking. They are slow to embrace new opportunities and equally hesitant to release what no longer serves them. It often takes a profound, life-altering event or a brush with mortality to shake them from this inertia and fundamentally transform their perspective. When we cultivate a more expansive, less attached perspective towards people or possessions, the act of letting go becomes remarkably less arduous. Our descent into suffering is largely rooted in the multitude of desires we harbor within. The constant mental engagement with these cravings inevitably leads to exhaustion. This phenomenon is much like furnishing a new home. Initially, to satisfy needs and preferences, we acquire countless items. Years later, we discover the house is overflowing, with many things never even used. At that point, the thought of decluttering arises, but deciding what to discard proves daunting. Every item seems imbued with meaning, holding cherished memories, making us reluctant to part with anything. In the end, we retain everything, accepting a cramped and stifling living space. Yet, should that house suffer a leak, and these accumulated items become water-damaged or tattered, we would readily discard them without a second thought. This illustrates a profound truth. Genuine pain often compels us to release our grip naturally and immediately. Indeed, life is replete with things we ought to release, for clinging to them inevitably transforms them into chains that bind us. True courage lies in letting go, thereby attaining genuine freedom, inner peace, and ultimately liberation. Half a lifetime spent in contemplation reveals the inherent solitude of human existence. We learn that life is finite, and even when we strive to fill it, a sense of incompleteness often remains. We live through the passage of years, our rising emotions eventually fading away. Yet, a deeper truth emerges. Once we embrace inner stillness, even the sharpest pangs of sorrow begin to dissipate and lose their hold. We must constantly remind ourselves to uphold respect for others and to diligently cultivate both tolerance and gratitude. Just as the ocean achieves its boundless expanse by embracing countless rivers, so too do we grow by accepting all. Be thankful for the support of friends, for they uplift us, and be equally grateful for rivals, for they forge our resilience and strength. In this journey of life, two actions are unavoidable: moving forward and pausing. The critical question is, are you undertaking these with a positive mindset? A constructive outlook is indeed the finest companion, guiding us towards sustained happiness and well-being. Whether interacting with intimates or strangers, if fate brings you together, always strive to give and nurture good relationships. As the saying goes, burning no incense in ordinary times and clutching Buddha's feet in desperation is a futile endeavor. Thus, we must consciously cultivate and accumulate goodwill among people. Think of it like a bank account. The more you deposit and the longer you let it accrue, the greater the returns will be. When faced with challenges, resist the urge to act impatiently or draw hasty conclusions, particularly when anger flares. Cultivate the ability to view situations from multiple perspectives, allowing significant issues to diminish in scale and minor ones to dissolve entirely. Conversely, approach complex matters with a light touch, and under no circumstances should you allow simple affairs to become needlessly convoluted. It is crucial to cultivate a sense of contentment and knowing enough. The vast majority of human anxieties originate from the futile practice of comparison. While it's true that in this world, some may not measure up to you, there will always be others whom you cannot surpass. Should you find yourself lamenting the absence of beautiful shoes, pause to recall those who lack even the legs to walk. If a rival's actions ignite your anger, it merely signifies that you have not yet truly surpassed them. It is utterly unnecessary to even consider who is hurling insults your way. To illustrate, if a rabid dog bites you, would you consider biting it back to appease your rage? Therefore, there is no need to dwell excessively on the malicious words of others. Instead of perceiving work as a cumbersome burden and indulging in frustration, choose to confront it with joy and a positive spirit. Embrace your work as an integral part of life, a form of art, and you will undoubtedly discover the profound satisfaction and pleasure it offers. To be granted another day of life is a profound blessing, one that should be cherished with deep gratitude. Human life is but a fleeting span of a few decades. Therefore, we must refrain from actions that could plunge us into profound and lasting regret. Just as the sun rises from the eastern sea and inevitably sets behind the western mountains, so too do sadness and joy pass with the day. By choosing not to dwell on meaningless gossip and trivialities, one's life becomes serene and the spirit light. Love, wealth, and fame, these transient pursuits, are as fleeting as an ant crawling to a cup's rim or a silkworm attempting to bind the moon. Those yet to see through the illusions of the mortal world may continue to chase their dreams. Yet, for those who live until they are utterly spent, a sudden enlightenment awaits on the very precipice where sorrow and joy converge. Embrace the inherent relativity of existence. We arrive in this world not by choice, but by necessity, and we depart from it similarly. The intervening journey, however, is entirely sculpted by our individual choices. Each individual carves out their unique way of life. Some define their existence through the pursuit of wealth, the legacy of their descendants, romantic love, or the thrill of competition. Others choose gratitude, cheerfulness, compassion, and contentment as their guiding principles. These divergent choices inevitably lead to vastly different life outcomes. In youth, we may harbor countless desires, but upon lying on a sickbed, even the will to worry eludes us. Instead, these anxieties subtly transfer to those around us. Friends and relatives become wary of financial requests. Parents fret over their child's survival. Spouses fear the burden of illness. Leaders, concerned about productivity, hastily seek replacements, and doctors, mindful of costs, prescribe medication while subtly reminding you of hospital fees. At such a critical juncture, neither irritation nor arrogance holds any sway. Thus, while you are still blessed with health, it is imperative to care for yourself diligently and seize every opportunity to live the life you truly aspire to. No one's journey through life is without its challenges. It is a tapestry woven with threads of sweetness, bitterness, sorrow, and joy. True strength lies in the ability to transmute a life of suffering into something beautiful and romantic, to transform a cynical world into a haven of profound connections. For in this world, nothing is ever truly perfect. The sun, having reached its zenith, inevitably begins its descent westward. The moon, once perfectly full, immediately commences its waning cycle. Therefore, the most exquisite beauty often resides in the not quite there. A flower not yet fully bloomed, a moon not yet perfectly round. It is precisely this sense of slight imperfection that lends things an eternal quality. Indeed, incompleteness is the very essence of the human condition. True acceptance renders nothing an insurmountable problem. Much like a person who bows their head avoids striking the doorframe, a willingness to yield the path prevents unnecessary struggle. An open, receptive heart fosters rapid progress, while a contented mind invariably experiences profound and complete happiness. I observe this mortal realm, a mere dream, yet people relentlessly contend, fighting tooth and nail. They strive to grasp the golden moon from the pier of illusion, endlessly repeating their foolish descent into suffering. Let compassion be extended far and wide. May we resolve to carry forward only smiles, thereby imbuing our lives with deeper meaning. In life, some events, once transpired, can only be accepted. Some individuals, once they turn away, can only be released. Certain paths, once embarked upon, offer no turning back. Life inevitably presents us with these moments of profound helplessness. Yet, with enlightened perception, one comes to realize that the relinquishing of many things often brings far greater peace than their acquisition. A moment of patience, and a painful thought will pass. A bit of endurance, and certain troubles can be resolved. A brief exercise of restraint, and the need to argue over words dissipates. A touch of forbearance, and some emotions lose their pull to continue. A little patience, and one ceases to anxiously await certain individuals. Those who genuinely care will naturally desire to journey into the future together. True affection doesn't demand constant, overt display. Rather, it manifests as a quiet, steadfast companionship through the years. A beautiful destiny doesn't originate from meticulously arranged encounters, but from the unwavering mutual acceptance shared by two individuals. If a genuine connection exists, neither time nor space presents an obstacle. Conversely, if no such connection is present, even daily encounters hold no true significance. It's often said that we only truly appreciate what we had once it's gone. In truth, you likely always knew what you possessed. You simply harbored the illusion that it would never be taken away. Therefore, seize every opportunity to savor the small joys of life, for in retrospect, you will discover their profound importance. Certain moments reveal their true preciousness only after they have transformed into cherished memories. Paradoxically, when you exert your utmost effort, others may not even notice. Yet, the moment you cease striving, their attention is often piqued. Sometimes what you desire is withheld not because you are undeserving, but because destiny holds something even greater and more fitting in reserve for you. A simple life yields joy, yet truly joyful individuals are a rare find. Excessive complexity only breeds mental anguish, and indeed, suffering abounds. Many of our troubles arise from overthinking and a lack of decisiveness. Therefore, do not hesitate to embrace what needs to be taken up, and release what needs to be laid down with firm resolve. For only by bringing necessary endings to fruition can we truly begin what is destined to start. Life is akin to a piano. Its white keys represent joy, while its black keys embody sorrow. Yet, remember that only when both white and black keys are played in concert can a true melody emerge. Similarly, without challenging yourself through arduous tasks, you cannot genuinely progress or evolve. An individual who traverses many paths and adeptly resolves myriad challenges will swiftly mature. Regardless of how ordinary life may seem, it must be confronted directly. Never shy away or bemoan your fate. Time ceaselessly flows, and people hustle and bustle through this human realm. Do not squander the opportunity to imbue your life with profound meaning. Only after someone departs do we remember to call the name of the one consigned to murky oblivion. Only upon truly awakening do we comprehend that we were merely dreaming. Therefore, live each moment of today to its fullest. For if you do not, your future will be laden with the heavy burden of regret. 7 Attitudes of the Wisely Lived Life. Embrace positive thinking. Our thoughts profoundly shape who we become. Indeed, we manifest precisely what we believe ourselves to be. If you perceive yourself as useless, you will undoubtedly achieve nothing of significance, for you will lack the impetus to act. Conversely, if you believe yourself intelligent, you will naturally cultivate the means to demonstrate that intelligence. Simply by fostering positive thoughts, circumstances tend to align favorably. Your life will be less burdened by sorrow because you will consistently strive to transform every experience into a source of personal joy. Master your anger. Anger is merely a glowing ember. While it has the potential to wound others, the first person it truly burns is yourself. There will be moments when you lash out at those around you, unaware that such outbursts inflict harm primarily upon your own being. Never utter a single word when engulfed in rage, for excessive anger invariably clouds judgment and leads to folly. In such moments, it is all too easy to speak harsh words that inflict deep pain and irrevocably shatter valuable relationships. Cultivate self-understanding. To know others is deemed intelligent. To know oneself is enlightenment. To conquer oneself is an achievement far more significant than winning 1,000 battles. This is a profound lesson crucial for everyone. Subduing one's own mind represents the greatest formidable challenge humanity must overcome. Therefore, we ought to practice meditation to delve into self-awareness, discerning our genuine preferences and understanding what actions are needed to fulfill them, an essential pathway to living a more joyful life each day. Practice universal kindness. Learn to interact gently with children, to show love to the elderly, to empathize with the afflicted, and to extend kindness to the vulnerable and those who err. For at some juncture in your life, you too may find yourself in similar circumstances. Therefore, let compassion stir within you for all people, starting today. Everyone carries their unique burden of suffering. Some endure greatly, others less so, and only they truly comprehend its depth. Live kindly so you may love and empathize with them. When you consistently view others through the lens of compassion, your life will invariably appear beautiful, and everything will seem perfect. Your heart will be purified by the virtuous actions you bestow upon others. Substitute envy with admiration. As long as envy persists towards the successes of others, your mind will remain troubled. Instead, consciously choose to embrace their achievements with genuine admiration. A tranquil mind will enable you to perceive the virtues in others and draw inspiration from them, thereby fueling your own motivation to strive. Envy merely taints our hearts, even corrupting our very character, transforming us into individuals capable of performing malevolent acts we might never have imagined. Discover serenity within. We spend our entire lives striving, ultimately aspiring for a state of ease and enjoyment. Yet, we often seek tranquility in external pursuits, oblivious to the profound truth that genuine serenity resides within our own hearts. When our minds diminish their grasp of greed, anger, and ignorance, and release the burdens of competition and jealousy, we will instinctively experience a deep sense of peace within our souls, and life will effortlessly feel lighter. Practice Tui Duyan. Flow with destiny. Those who truly know how to live often surrender to the natural flow of circumstances. What is truly meant for you will ultimately find its way to you. What is not will never genuinely be yours. Therefore, if you wish to grasp something, especially love, allow it to unfold organically. While you may strive to pursue your desires, there comes a point when you must recognize the need to release your grip, particularly if matters have exceeded their limits and further effort becomes futile. Clinging only prolongs suffering and attachment, making inevitable sorrow unavoidable. Your mind will find lightness when you allow things to unfold as they may. This approach empowers you to accept life with greater ease. Often, on life's path, we encounter failure, yet through it, we learn to maintain patience and humility. Numerous experiences of sorrow cultivate boundless generosity within our hearts. Adversity, at times, fortifies our strength and resilience. Confronting misfortunes and anxieties broadens our capacity for understanding and compassion. Moments of achievement and success may inspire excitement and confidence. And sometimes, even when life betrays us, it instills a profound empathy for those who walk alone. Reflection on death. An individual who recognizes their gradual approach to death typically endeavors to live the remaining days with utmost fullness. They slow down to observe life, to behold their loved ones for what might be the final time. Everything surrounding them becomes imbued with profound beauty and preciousness. They cherish every fleeting moment that passes and every new second that arrives. For them, each second is utilized with meticulous care. They never squander a single moment on futile pursuits. In stark contrast, we often carelessly squander the precious time we are granted. Have we truly lived each present moment to its fullest? Have our hurried footsteps prevented us from appreciating the quiet beauty of the poplar trees lining our path? Do we rush through life as if pursued by a phantom? We may physically reside beside our loved ones, yet never truly be fully present with them, perpetually consumed by life's intricate calculations. Then, with a sudden glance backward, we find, alas, that the cherished person has departed. Have we learned to forgive, to release past mistakes, or do we remain immersed in the torment of regret? Oh, let us return to fully inhabit this very day, so that should our time come tomorrow, we may depart without a trace of remorse. In this very hour, let us embody forgiveness and boundless compassion, treating each other with the fullness of our hearts. Around us lie countless wonders. The boughs of trees and the wildflowers lining the path are breathtakingly beautiful. Let each step you take be firm and deliberate. Love wholeheartedly in every moment you are granted. Offer your cherished ones the gift of your complete presence, accompanied by a joyful smile, recognizing the profound happiness of being alive, right here, right now. For no matter what tomorrow may bring, whether we endure or depart, this present moment remains the most crucial one we possess. Furthermore, we would do well to contemplate death periodically, ideally on a daily basis, for this practice yields numerous benefits. It is crucial to clarify at once that such contemplation does not imply becoming melancholic, fearful, morbid, or so despondent as to consider suicide. Quite the opposite. When we approach the contemplation of death with genuine understanding, we gain the capacity to live with greater awareness and profound compassion. For example, whenever I find myself irritated or vexed, I often reflect upon this. Life is incredibly brief, and death awaits us all. What, then, is truly gained by quarreling with others? What benefit comes from succumbing to anger? Absolutely none. It is far more advantageous to maintain inner peace. Arguing or losing one's temper resolves nothing. It only fosters deeper resentment and needless vexation. This perspective helps me to step back, to exercise self-control, and to resist being swept away by negative emotions. Consequently, I find myself interacting with others more gently and skillfully. Of course, this is not always an easy feat sometimes, perhaps very often. I confess, there are times I lose sight of this wisdom, becoming entangled in exaggerated words and excessive emotions. Yet, when I consciously recall the fleeting nature of life and the sheer irrationality of surrendering to anger, I regain my composure and speak with a gentle, self-controlled demeanor. Similarly, when agitated or consumed by anxiety over a particular matter, I pose the question, what true benefit does this worrying bring? Life will inevitably unfold and pass. Death, impartial and ubiquitous, awaits every single individual. It is death that ultimately renders all people equal. Therefore, while I am still alive, I must strive to live the best life I possibly can. This means embracing mindfulness, truly living each moment, each day, and dedicating my utmost effort to the present. By cultivating such clear and thoughtful awareness, I can release myself from the grip of worry, paving the way for a lighter, happier existence. Moreover, a profound realization emerges. Whether we succumb to worry or choose to let it go, the immutable truth remains that we will all inevitably age and, ultimately, face death. Given this certainty, wouldn't it be far more wise and beneficial to age without the heavy burden of anxiety? This perspective is undeniably more insightful and liberating. Indeed, no one can dispute that true happiness is found in a life unburdened by constant apprehension. Excessive worry, far from being helpful, actually shortens our lifespan, contributes to illness, and can even lead to premature death. Embracing this understanding profoundly aids us in shedding anxieties and living a much happier life. The more we contemplate death with genuine understanding, the more expansive our hearts become. We cultivate greater tolerance, patience, kindness, and gentleness, both towards ourselves and towards others. Our attachment to material possessions will naturally diminish, as will our greed. When we fully grasp the fleeting nature of life, and when we truly comprehend that no matter how much wealth we accumulate, we cannot carry a single penny with us into death, our tendency to be calculating and self-serving will recede. We can then truly relax our grip, allowing ourselves to fully embrace joy, to share and give generously, and to love and care for those around us. We come to recognize that life is not merely a relentless pursuit of accumulation and hoarding. Instead, we find ourselves drawn to greater generosity, finding fulfillment in sharing and bringing joy and happiness into the lives of others. It is precisely this act of bringing happiness to others that imbues our own lives with deeper meaning and unparalleled beauty. That, above all else, is what truly matters. Love and compassion, like a magnificently blooming tree, can take root and flourish within us. We have the capacity to evolve into truly remarkable individuals, overflowing with boundless compassion, treating everyone with hearts brimming with love, irrespective of their ethnicity, religion, or social standing. When we live this way, our lives will be illuminated by a new, radiant light. We can then confidently declare ourselves genuinely happy and authentically human. And when the moment of death arrives, we will depart this world with no regrets, allowing us to pass on peacefully, content, and with a smile gracing our lips. Life's golden tapestry, woven with joys and sorrows, its bustling pursuits ephemeral as clouds, yet divinely cherished. So, let us live each day as if it were our last. We don't need to find answers to every single question life poses. Here is an illustrative story. Once, a man who knew his end was near saw God approaching him, carrying a small suitcase. "It's time for you to go," said God. "So soon, Lord? I still have so many plans yet to be fulfilled." "I am sorry, but it is time. May I ask, what do you carry in that suitcase?" "Your personal belongings." "My belongings? Do you mean my clothes, my money?" "Those things were never truly yours. They belong to the earth." "Are they my memories?" "No, those belong to time." The man continued to question God. "Are they my talents?" "No, those belong to circumstances." "Are they my friends and family?" "No, they belong to the path you have traveled." "Are they my wife and children?" "No, they belong to your heart." "Then surely it's my body?" "No, that belongs to the dust." "It must be my soul then." "You are entirely mistaken, sadly. Your soul belongs to me." The man was drenched in tears and filled with profound fear. He took the suitcase from God's hand and opened it. It was empty, his heart shattered, and tears streamed down his face. He looked at God and asked, "I have nothing? "Indeed, you have nothing," God replied. "Is that so? Then what do I ultimately possess? Moments. Each passing moment is yours. Life is a collection of these precious moments. Therefore, live fully, love deeply, and cherish this life while you still can. Embrace and live each moment completely, right here, right now." It has been wisely observed that loving oneself is as beautiful as a romance. This profound self-love teaches us to laugh at our imperfections and our peculiar habits. It teaches us to appreciate every aspect of our being. Our confidence, our foolishness, our shyness, our charm, our perceived flaws, our fiery temper, our quirks, and everything else that makes us who we are. It is an affirmation that you are unique, and you deserve to express your most authentic self to the world. To love yourself is to find happiness in your life and to understand that, in this very moment, you are beautiful simply because you are you. Be the purposeful guide on your own journey. Frequently remind yourself, "I can." Take small, deliberate steps towards the life you aspire to live. Practice gratitude for what you possess, rather than dwelling on what you lack. Share your love genuinely and generously. Release those who no longer serve your growth, and wholeheartedly welcome new connections. Avoid the discontent of constantly comparing your life to others or yearning for what is beyond your reach. Instead, embrace risk, venture forth, and step beyond the confines of your comfort zone quickly and often to truly live a more abundant and fulfilling life. Should you ever find that kindness towards others yields nothing but rejection or hurt, please do not allow such experiences to alter the true essence of who you are. If you are a mature individual who strives to do good, do not cease your efforts simply because others fail to recognize your inherent goodness. Their reactions or their lack thereof are their responsibility, not yours. Do not change yourself to suit them. It is they who may need to change. Cherish and preserve the kind person within you. For countless ages, life flows back and forth. Let us return to our true selves and find joy within. What do we seek in this human existence? Only to find the two words, peace and tranquility.